She didn't like pop art because in her mind it lacked emotion and it lacked content. She was a passionate woman in both her art and her life. Irony was really alien to her. The whole idea of painting, making a painting of a mass-produced object that would look like a mass-produced object, that would have no painterly qualities, was totally alien to her. When she did paint objects from the commercial world, such as in her painting Billboard from 1959, it was in a totally different spirit. She was always searching for things to paint. She had a kind of magpie spirit, just picking up things from here and there. And in this case, she would go on these long drives from Manhattan to East Hampton out on Long Island, and she noticed these billboards, and she was fascinated by them. And one of them had a girl in an Ipana toothpaste ad, and she just plopped the girl in her painting. It wasn't a criticism, it was just simply there. The same goes for a painting of hers called Reisterstown Mall from the mid-60s. She was then living in Baltimore, and this was an early mall. And she was simply fascinated with the plethora of goods you could buy there. So her painting has a swirl of shapes and colors, and it's about bounty. It's about consumer bounty, and she was all for it. She loved to buy things. Similarly, there's a painting she did called Modern Cycle from 1967. And this, it's a bunch of motorcycle parts that are scattered very artfully throughout this painting that has a wonderfully rhythmic feel to it. And Grace painted it because she was then teaching at the Maryland Institute College of Art in Baltimore. And her students, who were mostly male at the time, owned motorcycles. And she's fascinated by that, so she painted it. Later in her life, when some of her paintings began to be included in exhibitions of pop art, she wasn't going to fight that. She was canny enough not to. And she said, memorably, she said this to several people, I'd rather be a precursor of a movement I hate than the second generation of a movement I love. For her, no matter what kind of painting she was doing, and later in her life it was really not abstract at all, she was always an abstract expressionist, because for her that was one of the great moments in art history, and she was proud to be a part of it.